Okay, fam, we are on, what page is this? Does it say? I think this is page 4 of our packet. Find where it says 0, 1 segments and measures, and it starts with review. We are going to review a little bit about what we talked about yesterday. Draw and name a line. Okay, so remember that a line looks like this and it has arrows on both sides, and it has to pass through 3 points, H, A, and T. So on that line, remember that lines have arrows on the end. That is a very important differentiator between segments and rays, which are 2 other vocab words we learned yesterday. But anyways, I need to put those 3 points on the line. Okay, so H, A, you can put them anywhere you like, but all 3 of them need to be on the line. And remember that that means, another vocab word that I want to review, this means that they are collinear. Collinear means same lines. We have 3 points that are on the same line. Okay, cool. Now name a segment, which is a different vocab word that is on the line. So we have a couple different options. One segment would be referred to from H to A. That is one piece of the line, and I am going to name it like this. Remember how we do segments? We just put a bar over the top and we do not put arrows because it is a segment. Okay, you have a couple other options. There's another one. Another option of a segment would be AT. So I'm going to put AT. Another option for a line would be from here to here. That's H to T. So HT. Any of those are fair game. Okay, cool. The important thing that I'm going to be looking and paying really close attention to is if I ask you for a segment, you must have a bar over your lines, not arrows, because arrows go with lines. All right, cool. A couple different vocab words. A point is between 2 other points if they're all collinear. Okay, so remember collinear means same line. I'm going to write that real quick. Same line. That's what collinear means. Okay, so example, E is between D and F. What this is telling us is that E, or D, E, and F are collinear. You can see that E is between D and F. Therefore, they are all on a straight line, which means they are collinear. Okay, cool. Here's a different example where they are not collinear, and that is because you can connect X and Z with a line, as you can see like this, but Y is not on it. Okay, there's not a way to make a straight line to connect all 3 of them. Therefore, they are not collinear. So let's get used to using vocab words like that. You guys, geometry is very vocab heavy. If you're willing to kind of study and make sure that you're understanding, you memorize some of these vocab words, you're going to be a lot better off, okay? I'm going to introduce you a new symbol. We have a word for congruent. Congruent means equal or exactly the same. And we have a symbol for it, and it looks like this. It's an equal with a squiggly over the top. That is the symbol for congruent. So I want you to make sure that we don't actually say equal. Equal refers to numbers, but if we have 2 segments that are the exact same length, which I'll talk about in a second, we refer to that in geometry as this vocab word, congruent. It means they are exactly the same, and we have a symbol for it that I need you to make sure that you're comfortable using and identifying. Okay, this symbol means congruent. So let me do a couple practice problems, and then I'll save a couple more for us to talk about during class. But it says use the diagram. So we have this number line over here, and it's just got negative numbers this direction. It's got positive numbers this direction. This is 0, so it's just a basic number line, and we have some dots on it. As you can see, they're labeled A, B, C, and D. Those are called points. Those are vocab words we learned yesterday. And we need to measure the length of each segment. So for AB, notice the symbol there. We have a line, or not a line, excuse me, a segment without arrows, no arrows, over AB. So I need to know how long this part of the segment is. Okay, so it's just the distance between here to here. So from here to here, this is just 1 unit. Okay, I don't want you to think about negatives or positives. I just want to know the distance between these. It's just a space, and it just represents 1 space, which is 1 unit. Distances are not negative. If you have one neighbor that lives to the left of you, you don't consider that a negative distance away. They still live, what, 2 houses or 3 houses or whatever. Same thing, if you have someone that lives on the right of you, you consider that 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses away from you. It's not a negative number because it's not a distance. So we just have 1 unit for AB. Sometimes they're labeled with like feet or inches or whatever else, but in this case they're not. We don't know what the labels are, so we're just going to use units. From B to C, that means from here to here. I'm just going to count. It's literally counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 units. Even though they're negative numbers, we're just measuring the distance between them. The distance between that is 4 units. Okay, so don't worry about negatives because distance is always positive. Okay, how about from C to D? Let's see, from C to D, 1, 2, 3, 4 also. Excellent, 4 units. Okay, cool. Use the diagram to measure the length of AC. Okay, now we have some numbers here. So they didn't actually give us like all these tick marks. That's okay. We don't need those. They're actually giving us the label here. They're telling us that this is 14 units and this is 6 units. Okay, so if I want to know how far it is between A and C, what I'm doing is I'm measuring from here to here. And this part is 14, and I'm going to add, this part is 6, which means I have 20 units. Okay, so it is that simple that we can just kind of look at our diagram. If from A to B is 14 and then from B to C is 16, we can add those together to get the entire thing, which is 20 units. Okay, cool. Let's try a couple in class now. You got some vocab down. You got what we're going to be talking about. Make sure you ask me if you have any questions, and let's see how it goes in class, okay? Love you guys.